But if certain things are not going on well, how are you going to feel loved? You rather go out instead of stay home. You rather go out instead of stay home, and which is not good. Welcome to the Saturday Night Show, Counselor Perfect. Please do share. If you are listening to me, share. Let others have a feel of what you are learning here. Do share. So first of all, when we talk about family, what is a family? We all know what a family is. Family is a group of people related by blood or marriage, right? So the wife, the husband first, the wife, and the children, that forms a family. So you have the nuclear family, you have the extended family. So the nuclear family, as I said earlier on, is the father, the mother, and the children. And the extended family is where the grandparents come in, the uncles come in, the aunties come in, the nephew, the cousins. Yes, that is the extended family. But we are going to concentrate on the nuclear family, because when we talk about family, that is the starting point before it goes to the bigger nuclear family. So family is the glue. Family is the glue that bond what society together. So every society need what? A family. Every country starts from what? A family. So family is the bedrock. Family is the bedrock of every society. So if the family is not up and doing, if the family is dysfunctional, if most families are dysfunctional in the community, if most families are dysfunctional in the country, that means we are going to have chaos. We are going to have a dysfunctional country. And most of the problems that we are having is because we are having a dysfunctional family. Most families are dysfunctional. We hear about killing, rape. Now it's on the ascendancy. A lot of people are being kidnapped, a lot of people are being raped. There's a lot of things going on, corruption and all that, bribery and all that. It comes down to what? Family. So if we don't have a close family unit, we don't have a family that is able to train its young ones to fit into the society, then it means that the society becomes something else. So family is important. And when we talk about family, it's a place that you feel loved and you feel what? Accepted. Family is a place that you feel loved. So no matter where you go to, you know that when I come home, I'm going to feel loved. So whatever you see, that family is a place that when you go outside, you get into trouble, you get into disagreements. You come back home and you know that they are going to understand you. They are going to accept you. When you go outside and people don't accept you, you go outside because of how unique you are, some of the differences you have, some of your opinions in life, some of certain orientations you are. People don't accept you. But when you come to family, you expect them that they should love and they should accept you. That is what family is about. But if you have a family that is not doing this, then it means you're having a dysfunctional family. We have two types of family. We have the functional family and dysfunctional family. I'm going to talk about that, so please stay tuned. So when we talk about family too, we talk about family give children a balanced atmosphere to grow. So if you have a family and you are doing what is right, then it means that the atmosphere of the home is balanced. The child can grow. The child will be able to nurture to become what? A good adult. But if the family is a dysfunctional one, it means the child cannot nurture well. The child is going to lack certain things. But a happy family boils down to having happy marriage. Yes. If you want a happy family, then it means that you need to have a happy marriage. There must be happiness in the home. The father must be happy with the wife. The husband must be happy with the what? With the wife. Yes, the father and the mother should have a happy marriage. If there's happy marriage, happy family is just something that just comes with it. But if there's no happy marriage, to have a happy family, it cannot be. So you need a happy marriage. So the two of you, the parents, the father, the mother, you must work on yourself. You must learn to compromise. You must learn to communicate well. You must learn to complement each other, because you are the first role model for your child. You are the first role model. If you are a father, you are the first role model for your male son. If you are a mother, you are the first role model for your female child. So you must work on yourself. You must work on yourself so that your child will learn the right thing. I had the opportunity to speak to some parents. They came for counseling and there was a lot of issues going on in their marriage and all that. So I just asked them one simple question, both of them. I asked that, do you want your son to marry a lady like you? She was quiet. I asked the man, do you want your daughter to marry a man like you? He was quiet. They were quiet. I realized that they were in deep thoughts. So the man said, I'm going to change. The lady just laughed over it. But when they went, they sent me a message that statement helped them to reshape things in their life. So if you don't want your son to marry a lady like you, somebody like you, somebody who is having characteristics, who is having temperament, who argues, who nags like you want something better for your son, why don't you also be a better for your husband? If you don't want your daughter to end up with a man like you, why don't you also be a better husband to your wife? So family, keeping a happy family takes its root from a happy marriage. So there are certain things that you do to get a happy marriage. You must actively work on your marriage. Marriage is work. Mostly when you get married, you think it's just a bed of roses, but you get in and realize that it's much more of work. You need to work. You're going to hit hindrances, but still you need to get up and still work on it again. That is marriage for you. So family, to have a happy family, you must have a happy marriage. The two of you must be happy. The two of you must understand each other. That's why we talk about family governance. So family governance comes in. So when you talk about family governance, we are talking about rules, regulations, structure of the home. To have a happy family, you need to have rules and regulation and structure of your home. Yeah, so if you have these rules, if you have regulation and governance, you know that with every government, you have the head and you have the other substitute, other subordinate. So the husband is the head of the home. You being the husband, you are the head of the home. So you being the head of the home, what are some of your responsibilities? You see, most people rush to that. As a man, your responsibility is the financial aspect. Yes, you have that financial obligation, financial responsibility towards your family. But the first responsibility of a man towards his family is to love the wife, is to love the mother of his children. Yes, if you want your children to be really happy, if you want to have a happy home, you must learn to love your wife. Sometimes you marry out of situations and sometimes you are deeply in love, but the love goes away. But you must learn to treat your wife well. You might not be so deeply in love with the person, but you must learn to treat your wife well. Because if you treat your wife well, you don't abuse her, you don't assault her, you don't do all those things emotionally and physically, she tends to open up to you, and the children open up to you along with her. But if you tend to abuse her, the children rather seek comfort with the mother and try to have a barrier between the two of you, because they feel that you are maltreating their mother. So they see you in certain light. So they will not be forthcoming towards you. That's why most parents say that, most fathers say that the women turn the children, the attention of the children they deviate the attention from them towards them rather. And the children love their mothers more than their fathers. It's because of the nurturing, the bonding factor of you breastfeeding them, giving birth to them. But I know certain fathers who are very close to their children, and when you ask them who is your best within your parent, they are going to mention the father. So it's not just the bond, just giving the milk and the breast and all that. If you work on yourself, you are going to also be the best father that there is. And being a best father also means that you protect your children. You protect your children, protect them from harm. You give them the necessary environment for them to grow. You provide the necessary social amenities for them. See, the Bible talk about Ephesians. It says that parents, don't provoke, fathers, don't provoke your children to wrath. I'm adding parents, the mothers too are part. So you don't provoke your children to wrath. What are some of the ways that you provoke your children to wrath? That is, if you don't provide for them, if you always complain about them, if you don't give them their freedom, that is, you are provoking your children to wrath. They will sometimes rebel, and that will not be good for you. Then we also talk about you being a father. You must show empathy. You must show empathy towards your children. Showing empathy is you feeling what your child is feeling. You should not be harsh. You see, most of the times, if we have any issues at home, the mother will say that, wait, when your father comes, I'll report you to your father is going to discipline you and all that. That is not good, because at times it makes the father seem so scary, like the monster. That should not be it. But you should rather, as the mother, you should rather know how to solve it. The little conflicts that arise in home, in the house, you must be able to solve them. When the father comes, the huge ones you report, and you are not going to report that you are reporting for him to come and rebuke the child, but rather you report to him that you both are going to discuss it, to know the way forward, to correct the child, to discipline the child. But you don't put that fear in your child that you are going to tell the father, then you make the father become a monster. You are there, instead of you to discipline the child, you wait for the father to come. And one thing you have to know is, we all have our temperaments, and children also have their temperaments. So some children have the temperament, if we are punishing them according to temperament. Those who are sanguine, the happy going ones and all that, when they do something, it's best you talk to them there and then and punish them. If you let it take time, 2 days, 3 days, and you go, they'll not take you serious. And we have those who are very quiet. You need to understand them. You need to take time to reason with them. Let them understand what they are doing before you punish them. You just don't stand up to punish a child. You must take the temperament of the child into consideration. And you wait for the father to come and report when it's heavier issues. And you don't go about telling them, wait, when your father comes, when your father comes, when your father comes. If you're a mother and you do that, no. You are rather going to put the government of the home into separate powers. The children are going to use what? Divide and what? Conquer. Then they'll put the two of you against each other. They know that their mother is weak, their father is strong, so they'll be playing the two of you, and it's not good. It's not going to bring peace in your marriage, so you don't do that. So the father must show empathy to children. You must be able to put yourself in your shoes. And one thing is, you are the biological father of your child, so whatever they are going through, their expressions and all that, you know and you feel it. So it's not always that you shout on them. It's not always that you criticize them harshly. Sometimes you know yourself that you were also having that challenge in school. If you have a child who is not doing so well in school, he's having challenges in mathematics, in English, in some subjects, you know yourself that you also had that challenge, because they are carrying your genes and the genes too of your wife. So maybe that you were not forthcoming. It took you a long time before you speak. So you need not to push your child and speak and walk. Oh, do this, you are slow. Whilst you yourself, you knew that growing up you were slow. Your parents will complain about that you were slow. The parents will complain about that you were secretive. Your parents will complain about it that you talk too much. Your parents will complaining about that you don't think before you act. And your child is doing the same thing. And you rather go ahead to harshly punish them, to harshly say words that will hurt them. That is not good as a father. That is not good as a parent. If you want to create a happy home, you must put yourself in their shoes. Put yourself in their shoes and know that this is what I felt during this stage, and I must do it better. Being getting a happy home, to improve upon what you had. You improve upon with the training you were given to. Most of the times, because of education and because of upgradement, because of social interventions and technological advancements, most of things have changed. Yes, with the training that your parents gave you. But one thing you must notice, no matter the advancement in age and in knowledge and technology, there are certain things that still you are going to hold here and you are going to pass it to your children. But you must make sure that you polish it, you upgrade it. The good one is good, but the things that were not so good, because you were not having those luxuries, because your parent didn't treat you kindly, doesn't mean that you should also not treat your children kindly. Because your parent didn't give you the chance to talk, they did not hear you out when there was conflict, they did not seek your consent before sending you to certain schools, they did not seek your consent before choosing a certain career for it, doesn't mean that you should also implement the same thing with your children. No. In keeping a happy home, the children must be heard. Children are not just seen, but they are also heard. If you hear your children out now, when they grow up, they are going to talk to you. You see, when the child is small, they mostly want to talk to their parents. Anything that happens to them in school, they'll rush to you telling you. But if it's reached a time, they realize that you choose them, you push them away, you don't listen to them, they will also tend not to tell you certain things. They will grow up and they will hold things in. They'll rather tell their friends, which their friends are going to give them bad advice. You remember the story in the Bible, Solomon. Yes, when he became what? King. When they wanted to enthrone him as a king, the people gave him, sent a recommendation to King Solomon that your father David taxed us a lot because he wanted to build a temple. He was gathering the resources for you. Taxed us a lot. So please, we were so burdened. So can you do something about it for us? Solomon said, okay, you just give me some days. I'll come with an answer. He went to the elders. The elders told him, yes, it's true. We were heavily burdened. So tell the people that we are going to do something about it. At least we are going to slash it. That was a good advice. He went to the peers, and the peers said, don't mind them, they are just being lazy. Tell them that if your father used whips to whip them, you are going to use scorpions to whip them. That was a crazy advice. So out of that, Solomon lost the throne to the 12 tribes of Israel. He had just two. That is Judea, the tribe, his home tribe, and Benjamin. You know the story. Benjamin. The other ones went to Samaria. 10 tribes went away. So if you don't talk to your child now, your child might end up listening to their peers more than you, and they are going to take wrong advices, which is not good. And as a father, to protect your child, you need to provide the financial support for the child. You need to provide the financial support for the home. You know, ladies come in to compliment. As the Bible says, the lady is there to compliment you. So me coming to compliment you, you are carrying your load. I'm just coming to help you to carry it. That doesn't mean that you should give all the load to me. So as a man, you must do well to cater for your family financially. Yes, that is a functional family. If you want your headship, your authority as the headship to be strong, for your family to give you that reverence as the head, financially you must pull your weight. At least if you can't do all that, then it means that you must know, you must live within your means. You must let your family understand. Most at times fathers don't talk about what they go through, and that is bad. You leave the children feeling that it's the mothers who are taking care of them, but rather it was you paying school fees. You leave the money to the mother to go to the school to pay. Buying clothes, you leave the money to the mother to go and pay. Buying even snacks, you leave the money to the mother to go and pay. So all what they think is daddy is doing nothing, daddy does not care about us, but the little things is money, who is doing it? My dear fathers, you could be paying the school fees, you could be paying the mortgage, you could be paying the rent you are building and all that, but the little things count in your children's life. The little things count. So take time to take them out. Take time to take them out, to just let them rejuvenate. Take them out. When you go out and you are coming in, it's good. You can just buy them yogurt and biscuits. Don't leave those petty things to the mothers to do. You see, that creates the bond. That creates the bond, that strong bond between them. Those little things that mothers buy for them, Andy's sport, mothers buy. The small things. So it's create the bond. As a father too, you can do those things. So do those things, and when you come from work to get time to talk to your children, ask them what went on in school, get into their lives. Don't just be like you provide for them and all that, because if you continue providing for them and they grow old, they might not have that strong relationship with you, and it's you will only be left with just watching the news and reading your papers and talking to old friends, and some of your old friends they might have passed on, and your wife may be gallivanting around going to visit them when they give birth. That will not be good for you. So as a father, sow the seed now. Sow the seed of that friendship between you and your children. Lift them up. Have a bear fight with them. Let them ride on your back. Such memories brings children home. Now let's go and talk about mothers too. As a mother, what is your role in keeping a happy family? I always say that the fathers are head, but ladies are the neck. The wife is the neck that turns the head around. So if you are not a strong neck, you are a stiff neck, it means the head is just going to look at one place. Yes, but if you are a neck and you are flexible, you can turn your neck and all about, you are going to help the head to turn into good directions. So maybe this place, this view is not the best, this view is rather the best, so you are going to turn the neck to watch this place. But if you are the head toward this place, but if you are neck and you are not that strong, you are neck and you yourself, you are stiff, you have nothing to offer, so you are just going to make the head just look at one direction. So as the lady, you know, ladies, wives, we have this intuition within us. You are able to sense what is wrong from the onset. You are able to sense what is right from the onset. So you need to use this to help your husband to govern the house. You need to use this to help your husband to rule the house in peace. Yes, this is very, very necessary. So as the wife, you must also focus your attention on preparing healthy meals and making sure that all the dots and all the T's are crossed. That is, you are the end to everything. So if certain things are not going on well, you pay more attention. You spend more time with the children. So it hovers on you to be able to take care of the little things. In business, you could have been the petty cashier. Yes, the bursar. So you should be able to do your work well, so that the head will focus on the huge and the weightier things that is in the house. And you being as the mother too, if you respect your husband, the children learn that from you. They will also respect their father. But if you talk to their father anyhow, if you disrespect your husband in public, in private, in front of them, they are also going to learn from it and disrespect your husband, which is not good. So as a wife, you must respect your husband so that the children will learn from you and respect their dad. And one thing is, the mother holds the key to the family culture and family tradition. So having a happy home, you must have a family culture, a family tradition. That is, you must have things that bond you together as a family. So every Christmas you prepare certain meals that you know that is conch. Every Christmas we eat fufu, we eat jollof with not chicken but goat's meat, muffin. You understand? You have a family culture that goes on. Every birthday of a child is just something, you buy something simple, you all come around and sing happy birthday and make fun and have pictures and all that. You create a family tradition. You have a tradition that every Christmas, people living around you or distant relatives around you that have nothing, you save, you let the children also save, so that you join the monies together, buy things and give it to people who are in need. Give it to your neighbors who are in need. Your dresses, you just eat the ones that you don't wear again, which are nice, you wash it nicely and you give it to people who might need it. That is family tradition. If you put a good family tradition in place, family culture in place, the children are also going to learn it and they are going to carry it to their families. So it's going to be a generational thing. So if me as a family, I'm doing it, the other family too is doing it, then it means that they're going to spread across the society, it's going to cut across our cities, it's going to cut across the country. We are going to have the best. As I said, family is the bedrock of every society. So you doing such is going to help your family to grow. And we again also talk about you being the mother. You being the mother, you also are a role model to your child. You are a role model to your children. So you must also not relent on your efforts. You must also not relent on your efforts that everything is supposed to come from the man. No, you also need to be up and doing. You are there to complement your husband. You are there to complement. So you also must be up and doing. As a wife, you must be up and doing to help your husband. Keeping a happy home is not just about the home management. Home management is very important, but with our economic hardship and things going on, there are things that as a wife you also need to do. So you taking care of the home is very good. Some people don't have house maid, they don't have people living with them, they are able to manage their lives. I'm an example. I've never had a housemaid. I manage myself, but you can also have a career apart from that. You can still do something with your life. You can still go ahead and do something so that you use that to support the home, because you know that the man can't do all and situations happen, loss of job, maybe death, a lot of things happen. So you too, as a lady, you must have certain things going on for you. And one thing is keeping a happy home. You need a happy individual. You need a happy individual, and we always say that, that happiness is found from within. Happiness is found from within. So if I'm happy, I can bring that happiness on board to my partner. But if I'm gloomy, if I'm sad, then that is what I'm going to give. You can't give what you don't have. So you, the lady, you, the wife, you, the mother, being independent of yourself. You are married, you are under your husband, but you must also be independent of yourself. Financially, you must also have something going on for you, so that you'll be able to support what the home. You will also be able to support what yourself. The man goes in to bring, but you must also be willing to support yourself. And that happiness is you being individual. When you work, when you go out to mingle with people, when you come back, you are refreshed to give off your best. But when it's just the two of you, always the two of you, you become, you constantly have interaction with each other, so it becomes bored. But as you go to work, you meet different people, you talk with different people, you smile and all that. When you come home, you realize that you are refreshed, and there's a lot of things to talk about. Your conversation does not just end up with how was your day, what's the food you cook, have you cleaned here, have you paid the bills and all that. But there's a lot of things you can discuss, because you went out, you heard a lot, you have had a lot of experience, and you have increased your knowledge. Yes, you have increased your knowledge. So that is the duties of a wife, right? You keeping home and keeping the children, making that the children conform to the rules and regulations in the house, and you to taking care of your husband. As keeping a happy home, you must also learn to take care of your husband. Most ladies, when they give birth, they just leave everything, they leave the men alone and just concentrate on taking care of their children, which is not good. Most men complain about that. It's not good. As a wife, as a mother, you should not do that. The husband is your first priority. The children are not your first priority. The husband is your first priority. So you take care of your husband, go ahead and take care of your children too. Don't neglect your husband. If your husband needs food, let it be on time. His clothes, his friends, have time to socialize with your husband. Talk, watch movies together. Do crazy stuff together. You see, men love fun, men love things, men love new things. So as a wife, don't be just static. Be dynamic with your outfit, dynamic with your speech, be dynamic with your sex life, be dynamic, because sometimes they are tired. But they being tired doesn't mean that they don't have time for fun. They have time. If you bring it on, they are going to get it on for you. So as a wife, you need to learn how to entertain your husband, so that your husband will stay with you. Know how to entertain your husband. Don't just focus your attention on the kids. You have given birth, so all what you do is the kid, all what you do is the kid. There's a lot of things you can do and learn it. Just go to my YouTube channel, and there's a lot of videos there. Learn one or two things to get your husband hooked to you, right? We go to the children too. So the children, we talk about, they are part of the government. Yes, father is the governor, he is the head, he is the president, the wife is the vice, and the children are part of the government in the house, so they also need to be heard, right? The rules and regulations are there for them to follow. They have responsibilities and they have privileges they also enjoy. Sorry for the network baffle. Being a child means that you have responsibilities, you have privileges, and the privileges come with responsibilities that you have to do. But one thing you have to know is you must not let your child rule in the house. You see, most modern parents, they allow their children to take advantages of a lot of things. It's best to guide your children, yes, but you must not give them too much liberty to do certain things. Children are supposed to be guided. You must guide your child in whatever he's doing. So you don't allow your child to rule. If you let your child to rule in the house, it will get to a stage that your words will not be valued. That is a dysfunctional family. So you don't let the child rule. You must give the child rules and regulation. You must give the child boundaries. You must give the child freedom, but they must end that freedom. That is keeping a happy home. As I was saying, most modern families, they tend to allow the children to do a lot of things, see a lot of things and all that. No. When you are doing that, you are not training them in the way of God. You are not training them to be good citizens. It's good to be assertive, yes, but they must know their boundaries and they must know their respect. They must know time limits, when to sleep, when to eat and all that. Because you are training them to fit into a society. You are training them for the world of work. You are training them for a greater task ahead. So you just don't allow them to do anything. They watch anything on the television. They just eat anything. I want pizza. That is what I want to eat. I want indomie. That's what I want to eat. I want egg. No. You teach them how to say no. You teach them how to say no. You teach them how to say yes. You teach them the no and yes of life. That is, you are training the emotional intelligence. You are training the child's emotional intelligence, so they'll be able to pick on good vibes and the negative vibes around them. And one thing is, emotional intelligence is what is now selling in the workplace. You might have the certificate and everything, but if you don't have the soft skill, the emotional intelligence, the social intelligence, you are not going to go far in life. So it's not just about taking your children to school and coming home and they're doing mommy, daddy and all the sports stuff. No, but rather teaching them to have that emotional intelligence too as part of their life. And as I talk about functional and dysfunctional family is where everything is in place. There are structures and the children follow. The man is doing his duties, is doing his responsibility, is playing his role. The mother too is playing his role. There are clear-cut roles in the home. But when you talk about dysfunctional family, there's nothing like that. Everything is haphazard. Everything is abysmal. So they just do things anyhow. There's no regulation. There's no proper nutrition. Time for going to school. There's nothing. There's no structure. And the children have their way all of the time. It's like laissez-faire. You don't care. Whatever you want to do it. I just give you the money. That is not good. So if you want to create a happy family, these are some of the things that you have to do. You must make God the center of your family. Keeping a happy family, start with making God the center of your family. Let God be the center of the family. Spirituality, you see, that is the basis for all of us. So let God be the center of your family and connect with like-minded people, like-minded family. So you have family friends who also hold the same ideologies, the same moral values, the same standard as you. So the children learn from them. The children grow around such people. So they also tap into their knowledge. And again, we also talk about you eating together, praying together, and playing together. You eat together. You see, when you share meals together, it bonds you. So always eating out, the father, you're not coming home for dinner, is not the best. You must at least in every week 3 times have dinner with your children, your wife. Be there, share the grace, eat. Let the children know that you're also present. Eat, breakfast, at least have that dinner. Sunday, cook a heavy meal. Let everybody come and eat. You understand? As you share and cook together, help the wife and all that, your wife in the kitchen, the children are also learning. So when they go, they know that a man can go to the kitchen and help. It's okay. They are not going to hold back in helping. Playing together, you can have a lot of activities. Playing Ludo, playing Owari, a lot of things. You can do a lot of things. Watching football. I like Manchester and Ronaldo is back, so we are happy today. Oh, it was great. Don't mind me. So you get it. Let your children also have that feel. Watching ball, they score, you are all. Yeah, so that is the things that makes one family together. So you must eat together, play together, pray also together. And if you have any addiction as a father, you have any addiction as a mother, try to let those addiction go. The addiction will not help you, because if you are addicted to any substance, it's not going to help you to give your best. So you must end any addiction that you have. So keeping a happy family, these are things that keep a happy family. Please, if you are listening to me, do share. And I'm on YouTube as Counselor Perfect, and I'm on Instagram too as Counselor Perfect. You just follow me on Instagram, subscribe me at YouTube. There's a lot of videos to learn how to keep a man bound to you, how to get over your ex, how to get over your ex. Do you want your ex back? How to get your ex back hooked to you, how to get the man of your dreams. 7 things that men will never tell you, serious things that they hide from you. It's all there. So please go to my YouTube channel, subscribe, and help us to go. What else do you want me to talk about? Last one of our viewers said we should discuss happy home, and I've done justice to that. So what else do you want Counselor Perfect to talk about? Let me know and let's hit it up. Thanks for staying with me. So next week I'm expecting to see you. Tell a friend to tell a friend that every Saturday 8 p.m. sharp, the Saturday night show is on. We discuss about a lot of things, and very soon we are going to zip into the sex issues too. You know, Perfect Counsel's Network, we talk about love, we talk about sex, we talk about life. So we have been talking about love, we have been talking about life. It will reach a time we are going to talk about sex, and very soon we are going to zip into the sex, how to give heads. So please stay